is Kanehsatàke. I am from the community of Kanehsatàke, Mohawk community, 62 kilometers northwest of Montreal. We have slowly had our lands exploited and our resources used without our consent. And what it has done is destroyed the quality of life that we have. We feel very squeezed in. And our elders have always told us that we have to think of the 7 generations ahead. In my travels and the 21 years as an activist, I've learned that other Indigenous people also have faced the same kind of oppression through colonization, through policies that legalize the theft of our lands. And Indigenous leaders and elders have addressed the United Nations for many decades, warning them of stopping the kind of exploitation of resources, because it is not only damaging the earth, but it is poisoning the environment of not just human beings, but all creatures. So Indigenous people have been at the forefront of what I would call the environmental movement, simply because our identity is based on how we live off the land. As an Iroquois person, we are an agriculturally based culture. We have the 3 sisters, the corn, beans, and the squash, which is our sustainers of life. And then we have companies like Monsanto who are taking and patenting corn, one of the 3 sisters, in a genetically modified way, which we don't know yet how that's going to affect the body. But I've seen over the years our planting season get shorter, our planting season becoming unstable because of either too much rain or not enough rain. It's not consistent. And for other Indigenous people, I know that they too are having problems, because when we do our ceremonies, when we do our festivals that acknowledge all the sustainers of life on this earth, we can never predict this is the date that we're going to do it. We can never predict what kind of weather we're going to have, because of human activity, because of pollution, because of the fact that most governments, especially in the developed world, see the dollar signs more than the human rights of everyone, but also the rights of Mother Earth and all the creatures that we depend on. It's not enough to preserve it in a botanical gardens. It's not enough just to document it on film. As Indigenous people, we require that the earth give back to us and us to the earth. It's an exchange of energy. It's an exchange of spirituality. What we need is for people to get off their couches, learn about what biodiversity, learn about what climate change is actually doing, not just in the cities, but in the countries, on the countryside, because this planet will survive long after human beings become extinct. It's not about preserving the planet, it's about preserving the biodiversity, it's about preserving the environment for all the creatures to be able to live sustainably with us as human beings. There seems to be no concept in government policy of what future vision they have in sustaining this planet for human life. I think there's many animals out there that could survive without us. We are poisoning the waters, we are poisoning the air, we are getting diseases that we've never seen before, and it's because government has been irresponsible in its issuing of permits to companies who mine and exploit resources and leave behind a destruction. They do not clean it. Indigenous people have been the ones foremost who are affected by mining activities. In Canada, we have the tar sands. In my community, we have Neocan, who is trying to mine niobium, and they'll also be touching uranium, which will contaminate our aquifers and will contaminate our drinking water, but also for the Quebecois farmers who live nearby, contaminating their lands as well, and the waters that they use to have their plants grown. So it's really urgent right now. I think the urgency has been for many decades, but it's time that people actually wake up, stop being consumers, to the upteenth degree. Be aware of what you buy. We know you need to buy to survive. We know people need to work to survive. But we need to do it in a holistic way that is more respectful to the environment so that everybody can have a quality of life, not just a few chosen individuals. And thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.